So hello everyone, welcome again. This is Pankaj Chauhan, and this is the next part on our video series in which we are talking about Mr. Chetan actually. And again, I just want to brief about one brief introduction about Mr. Chetan. He's actually a PhD scholar in ISC, Indian Institute of Science in Bangalore, and also he is a PMRF candidate, means Prime Minister Research Fellow actually. So basically in this video we will talk about PMRF actually. So first again I welcome you here, Via.
Yeah, thank you, Pankaj.
Okay, so Mr. Chetan, actually the main aim of this video is to discuss about PMRF, right? Okay. So as you are the candidate and you already did this process and you know everything about this, because this is a doubt for for many students actually, what is PMRF and how we can get PMRF and everything about this, right? This is a big doubt for many students, right? So we'll start like as the viewers already know that you are in ISC Bangalore. So when you came to know that the PMRF is something and you have to join PMRF later.
Like when I'm in second year of my MTech, then itself I know, like I think PMRF has been started in either 17 or 18, almost 3 batches, 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. And when I was in second year, through
master second year. Yeah,
master second year.
Okay.
Actually, there was 2 entries for PMRF. One is the direct entry where for IIT or NIT students, if they get CGP around more than 9 or something, then they can appear to the interview. General candidate, they can apply to the interview through GATE score. If the GATE score is more than 742 or 750, they can apply for PMR.
Is that matter that from which college you are doing masters or from which college you are doing BTech?
Not masters, but BTech.
No. Actually, it will be better. Actually, it will be better if we move to the PMRF website. Then we will explain from that website, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Just give me a second. I just share the screen once. Are you able to see that screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, so for viewers, I want to tell you this is the PMRF website. Actually, I will provide the link in the description as well. So actually, as I told that Mr. Chetan is already a PMRF candidate. So from his point of view, everything will be like if he explained everything, then it will be more better. So yes, Bhaiya, first tell us about the PMRF. Actually, there is something is written. If you talk, then it will be better, right? Yes, please. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think PMRF was the scheme that is introduced in around 2017 or 18.
Okay.
Somewhere around that.
Yeah.
So that was the government of India to encourage the academic research. So the main motto of PMRF is to encourage the academic research happening at academic level by giving both funding as well as support. So that they can much better output can be obtained from the researchers.
Yeah,
and
right.
this happens only for selected institutes. And only like some IITs. These are some granting institutes.
Something ISC Bangalore is there, BHU is there, ISC, almost IITs, almost all IITs are there.
ICERs will be there. ICERs, IITs, and some few NITs might be there or may not be there.
Jamia
NITs are there.
NIT Tiruchirappalli and
private institutes will be there.
Jamia Millia Islamia and Jawaharlal Nehru University also, University of Delhi, University of Hyderabad.
2-3 private universities are there.
So almost these are the institutes with those granting the PMRF actually, right? Okay. So next thing is
they have introduced this scheme in around 2018.
Okay.
Or 17.
Yeah.
So there are 2 modes of entries as shown here. Eligibility. The first mode is the direct mode.
Yeah. And then
so
next one.
Direct mode is next one is the lateral entry mode.
Okay.
Direct entry is that for entering directly from BTech. Those guys who have done graduation or bachelor's, so they can directly do PhD through this channel.
Okay.
So the criteria for this is that for NITs and IITs, the CGPA must be, I think, more than 9 or something.
Okay. It is written
and
here, at least 8. These candidates would have secure CGPA at least 8.0 on a point of 10 scale, right?
8, and their CGPA, And for
Okay.
normal people, normal who studied from private institutes,
Okay.
for them through BTech, if they are applying, so they must have gate score of more than 750, I think.
650 it is there. 650 is there.
Now they might have changed it, but there was earlier it was used to be 750.
Okay.
So that minimum gate score used to be there, and then we can apply through PMRF to any recommended institutes. And they will ask us for the interview.
So one thing is that a student is doing BTech from IITs and IITs or these institute, or one thing is when a student is doing his undergraduate from private institute, then gate is matter. Now when is that actually this is for PhD, na? So this is fellowship is for PhD, right? So some students are there who's doing masters actually. So what are the criteria for masters candidate?
So master candidates also, if their BTech is actually this entry is based on the based on graduation thing. So whatever the based on their graduation college, they have to go through that this procedure. If it is IITs and IITs, it has to be more than 8 CGPA and like gate otherwise.
Okay. So only matter is your undergraduation when you are applying for a PhD, direct entry scheme, right? Okay. So. Now it's a lateral entry scheme channel. Now what is that?
Lateral entry is similar to that. See, we will have diploma students or diploma students who will be entering our institutes in second year, right? Second year of graduation. So this is the same mode. So in the second year, we can enter, like if you're studying in some institute, like for example IISc, in the second year, we need to propose a project such that if the project is good, they will select based on that. And this mode of selection into PMRF, that is called lateral entry. So we'll be in the same institute and we'll be under the same guide, but we'll be carrying our continuous project. But actually, this has some more criteria to be satisfied. That the overall CGPA for I think 4 subjects for a MTech student, MTech based Chinese student who has joined PhD, general PhD based on MTech. So he has to complete 4 subjects with CGPA more than 8.5.
And within 12 months of the joining.
Within 12 months. And whereas BTech based joining general student, if he has joined based on BTech and it is general student, then he need to within 24 months he need to complete 8 courses with CGPA more than 8.5. So once they qualify these grades, then they are eligible to apply for PMR.
Basically lateral entry means if you are doing PhD from like institute who's granting PMRF already, so from there you can also go through PMRF, right? This is the thing, I think, right? Means those person who's doing PhD from granting institute, those institutes which already provide PMRF, so from there also you can go, you have one more chance that to go in PMRF actually, right? So this is the way of lateral entry channel basically. So you can easily read these things very easily. You can take the choice which is your actually, if you are BTech student or your masters or you are whatever the things like similar to you, so you can take from these things. Okay, so we will not discuss that much thing more here, but we will discuss about any other thing like fellowship. So how much fellowship they provide?
So this scheme was introduced to like in monetary basis to financially support the academic research. So as is shown here, so for first 2 years of PMRF, we will be getting 70,000 per month. This of scholarship, and after third year it will be 75, and final last 2 years it will be 80. And along with that, along with that, for every year we'll get 2 lakhs of research grant. With this we can, with which we can buy any laptop, one laptop or any electronic gadget, and also we can use it for our conferences, etc.
Okay. And now let's move to the frequently asked question. Actually, there is some doubt of students actually. Like we already discussed about direct entry and everything we can discuss. But when will the interviews for the PMRF?
Before going to FAQ, let me clear some things. Like for direct entry, they have in general like normal PhD interviews. They have to apply for the institute through PMRF channel, and they have to face the interview. If they can qualify, they'll get the seat. So that is a direct thing. Whereas lateral entry, lateral entry is a nomination kind of thing. So that depends on the institute. Here they will in the main website they will give the general details, but in actual case it depends on the institute.
But it is written there ki when will be the interview PMRF be held? There will be no such interview.
Yeah, like we'll go to the strategy later. Means what are the needs required. First, let me tell you about this one. Like, if candidate, if he has to be selected for lateral entry, so the institute has to nominate him. It's not he can directly approach. He can directly apply in PMR website. It's not like that. The candidate has to be nominated by the institute. Like for example, IISc has to nominate me.
And for an example,
first, department has to nominate me. Department will select some candidates, and those have to be nominated at the institute level. They will be sent to the final screening.
That's it. And like one more question is there, like how many times can I apply for a PMRF lateral entry?
Yeah, that's the question. Here it is a government question, so it is in this website it will be shown as twice. But institute may or may not allow you to apply for second time, because there will be continuous flotation, like January batch, means both August and January batch, 2 batches will be there. Students will be there, so they'll giving opportunity to different batches at some time.
Yeah, and one more important question is that is there a reservation quota for PMRF? So it is also written. So there is a no reservation quota also. And one more question: what is the overall selection process? So what is the overall selection process?
Regarding direct entry, it's I think same based on gate score and this criteria, the academic marks and those things, the interview performance. Whereas when it comes to lateral entry, I don't know what happened before COVID pandemic, but after that there was no any interview for the this one PMRF. But we have to apply. We have to propose, give a research proposal. As we already been in the institute for 1.5 years or 2 years, so we need to submit a research proposal. So along with that we have to provide our resume and also statement of purpose and other things are needed.
We will discuss this thing in very details, because these things matters a lot actually. Before just we complete these questions, okay? So one more question is there: once I get nominated by the institute, what is the application process? So as you told already, from after nominations the institute will.
So as it is written here, so transcripts and research experience or internship experience, CV or resume, and
publications,
proposal, statement of purpose, publications. So that's what I was emphasizing when I'm telling about MTech. So in MTech you have to both academically do well and research wise also you have to do well, so that if you have a paper that will be useful in these kind of situations.
Okay, so these are the questions, and one more question is there, that who will make the final decision? Okay, so it is written that subcommittee made up of expert in each discipline as per the table below will recommend. Okay, these are the some committees are there who will recommend your name. So like one committee from Indian Institute of Technology Roorkee, and one from IIT Bombay, one from Madras Science means Bangalore, IIT Delhi, IIT Guwahati. These are the like committee from where you got selection, right? You have to take, means they select you actually. Thing is there. So these are the questions you can directly go to the website and you can search these questions. Now we'll discuss about Mr. Chetan actually process, how he did the things actually. Okay, so Bhaiya, tell us the point, like which points are so important as PMRF. Like if we want to take PMRF, then which points we should keep in mind?
One thing is, please ensure that if you are coming for a lateral entry channel, ensure that you will have publications. So there were my friends' cases where they doesn't have publications in master, so their applications were rejected.
Publications in the sense what? Publications are like it must be in journal or conference will be okay.
Yeah, that I can't tell, because it depends on the relative competition at that instant, how many people have applied and from your department or institute. But journal will be a good thing.
Obviously, journal will be the good thing, but it will be very difficult task for a master candidate because only time span is only 1 year, last 1 year. There we will do actually research. So in 1 year to do project and to do thesis as well, to do everything. So some students do actually, but for some it becomes difficult kind of task, right? Anyway, as you told us about the number of things like research proposal and statement of purpose and CV, all the things. Let's talk about for every part. Like let's first talk about research proposal. Okay, so how a candidate should prepare his research proposal?
Research proposal, you will be guided by the institute. If you are not guided, how to what are the subsections required in research proposal. So the basic this one will be like introduction and background. So first, basically, you have to read at least some 10 to 12 papers on the particular field, and you need to get some overall understanding. And with that understanding, you need to write the introduction and background. And after that, you have to give the aim and objective of the work, and a brief work plan. And you have to give the feasibility. So how feasible is it? Like what are the experimental facilities with you, by using what you are going to measure something or something like that. Some brief idea of that. And novelty of the project. So what is the novel aspect of this work which you are proposing? You need to understand what is the novel feature of it. And then applications associated with that work. And references. So these are the main 3 subsections that are required in a proposal.
Okay, so means research proposal must be so crystal clear about your research area. Means a candidate should be so crystal clear about his research, his or her research interest. Actually, if we talk about lateral entry scheme, like the candidate who's in IITs right now and who's doing his coursework in the first year, actually. So there are some students whose research is not like they are not able to find the research actually in the first year. So how they have to prepare from the first semester itself, that they have to go in PMRF. So how they prepare for research proposal and everything?
Actually, I also doesn't have I also didn't do that much research till almost first like 10 months or in the institute. Means where we are the batch which were hit by COVID pandemic. So I was sent back to home during the lockdown. So I applied to PMRF only being at home. But thing is, I have to thank my guide Professor Bobji for helping me in that situation. So he has been helping me, he has helped me to build the proposal from scratch to some at least a better proposal.
So this is all about
that's what, as you asked, look, the role of professor or the in-charge supervisor, that plays an important role. Exactly. So how he is going to support you in submitting this thing, that matters.
So that thing all about the research proposal. Now next thing we required is that statement of purpose. So first thing is, what is the difference between research proposal and statement of purpose?
Statement of purpose is meaning lies in the name itself. So what is the purpose of doing it? Why do you want to do PMR or PhD? What made you wanting to do PhD, and how PMRF can be helpful for you? Explaining all those things, like explaining major triggers which have triggered you to do PhD, which have created interest towards doing research. That you have to explain, and also you have to mention that how PMRF is going to help you. There is also general PhDs, but how PMRF will be useful for you. In the simple words, you can explain that.
Basically, it is a general thing, like why you doing that thing, like why you want to join.
Specific to that particular person. Why he is interested in joining it.
So the answer should be unique, like why you want like to join PMRF. That's thing. Okay. So two things happen. Like one is research proposal, and second thing is a statement of purpose. That's our important things. Now, next thing I think CV, resume is also important, right?
Yeah. That is also important.
So we shall prepare the resume like specific for PMRF. Is there any kind of format is there? Yeah, we have to prepare accordingly.
No. It's in general, whatever you submit to companies or like that. So the same will be applicable. CV or resume will have importance only based on its the content inside it, like what you have achieved in your life or any papers or anything. So obviously, if you have done good BTech project, good MTech project, any papers, anything, any extra things, so all those things will reflect in CV.
Okay, so CV is also an important play an important role in selection process.
Yeah, but out of all of them, I think research proposal and papers. So those
Papers.
are very crucial.
Means paper is the thing, like who did a good job in masters, only who can have only those can have these things.
See, for example, from your department, if there are 2-3 entries and there is vacancy only for 2, and out of them you didn't have a paper and other two have papers. So obviously, even though you have got more CGPA at your institute in the coursework, but still they'll prefer the guy who has produced papers, because see, obviously it is ultimately turns out how many papers you have made out of your research or like that, because it's a government aspect. So obviously they'll select those two candidates.
Actually, thing is that key after, like, in a lateral anti-channel scheme, so there is no interview. So all the things happen is based on your research proposal, on conference paper, on journal paper. So it will be so strong. Like things will be things will be so strong, then there will be a great chance to get selection. Okay, so the 3 things we discussed already, like which is research proposal, statement of purpose, and CV. So these things obviously play a vital role. Now, next thing is the marks of masters, the marks of undergraduations, and the GATE scores. Is this how they play a role?
That's what nowadays I want to mention here. Like as we were mentioning in the earlier video, and people are joining for masters like it is a granted thing, and they give very less efforts to masters. But we have to see as a whole, like knowledge or any whatever field we are committing to, we have to give 100% to that, so that the output obtained from that also will be useful for our career. Many people will neglect, like I have seen my own friends who have neglected MTech, and they thinking that they'll get some GATE or something like that, but they didn't get some. So ultimately both MTech 2 years affected. Of time was wasted, and they didn't get enough good output from that.
And both the things wasted
in papers or any CGPA or anything. Some people make use of that master's degree.
Some people do MTech because of money. So you are talking about some persons like who's doing MTech for sake of money, actually for sake of stipend only. Please tell us. Tell me something. About that.
So that's what people in those 2 years, they won't realize that the MTech degree is also going to give them something useful for their life. They in those 2 years, I might have my own friends who have neglected the MTech. And later on they couldn't obtain any other opportunities. Again, they need to fall back to make use of MTech.
That's right.
So instead of that, during MTech itself, if you are completely aware of this one, try to ensure that you will manage. That's what important, like how we manage both academic as well as competitive things. You have to share the time between those two things. And
if you're able to get selection in PMR, then your fellowship is so good. Actually, 70,000 per month is very good for a student, right? So that's the, and you will do some research work, and it will give you some kind of freedom in work, right? So how you feel? Yes.
At this point, I want to make a notice. This one. You're telling people are doing for money's sake, right? So see, if you fall behind money, that won't make you give you things. But if you concentrate on the other qualitative aspect of things like knowledge and skill set, then obviously those will bring you money. That's what happened in my case. As I was telling, during my MTech second year, I have thought of applying. If I get more, like my third attempt of GATE, if I get 750 plus, I thought of applying to PMR, but I couldn't get that, so I have dropped off thinking of PMR. But see how destiny turns around you. Like when I was after first year end, but I made sure that I completed the coursework of 4 subjects within the first semester itself. So with 8.8 CGPA. But then also I was not into. I don't know about PMR. But one of my friends suggested me that you are applicable, you are eligible for PMRF, you can apply for that.
That's the thing.
From there,
Yeah.
again, I have built up two things.
That's why we are making this such video, because a lot of people who are eligible for PMRF are not know actually. That's the thing. And so that's why we are doing this session actually. And now my question is from you is that you did research in your masters, right? From a normal research you did that time, and now you are doing research in PMRF actually. So there is a difference of institute, even though what differences you are feeling right now, that this is the difference actually in normal research and research doing under PMRF actually.
No, it's not like a PMRF research. It's IAC.
I know.
That is the term. So there is a very high difference between MTech project and a PhD project. We have to.
No. Actually, my question is that as there is two students, one is doing normal research in like he's doing PhD, right? Okay. So he's a normal student, like he's doing without PMRF, and you are doing like with PMRF. So there is some difference in both research. Things are same.
The only thing is we have to give every 6 month review.
But
for that review, we have to ensure that we are doing very good job within that 6 months period.
Okay. So there is a lot of pressure for you.
That pressure will be there. Obviously, when there is money, so obviously there will be a pressure.
So you have to do more and more work. I think more and more hard work. Okay. So even though you are getting interest in research and you are doing hard work, then obviously thing will be better in the end. So these are the things. And now in the end of meeting, I just want to ask some points, some important points, if you want to tell us and to the viewers, so that they will get some benefit. They will get some benefit actually. Yeah, please.
So the main point I want to make it is those guys who are viewing, like who are working hard towards some aim, like some IAS or some ISRO or some anything. So you will be tested in many ways. You have to come across tested like anything, and it's going to be like journey of around 3-4 years of journey, or at least based on your reaction rate. So try to habituate to failures and come out of failures as soon as possible, and start analyzing the failure, why it has happened, and start working to improve yourself. Keep on improving yourself. Initially your hard work may not be known to anyone. Like when I was struggling, there was qualitative this thing, but there was no any tangible thing to hold it. Like this was my thing like that.
Okay.
But you have to believe yourself like anything, such that in spite of any negativities, any kind of like financial or any kind of negativities, you have to be stubborn to all of them. Ensure that one day you are going to become what you dreamt of.
That's a great motivation.
That is the kind of belief you needed.
Absolutely. And for a great work, you need to be hard worker. That's the thing.
And try to be patient as patient you can be, because patience is the ultimate key for success. So things won't come that easily nowadays in that competition levels and in that pressurized situations. Even though you are getting all the sources at your hands, but thing is how patient you are and how consistent efforts you are keeping. More than all of them, the passion you towards it, anything. You can't do a thing which are you not interested. Without interest, please don't do anything. Only attempt something if you are completely interested and completely passionate about that.
Yes, absolutely correct. These are the things for any candidate in general. Okay, in any field, if you want to achieve something, then it certainly help you. And let's anything you want to tell about PMRF, it will like any point if you want to tell about PMRF other than this, like
PMRF has been introduced to attract academic researchers, means people towards research. So obviously India is lacking behind in technology. So India obviously needs young minds to come towards research and contribute to country's development. That's what I can tell. At this point, I would also like to give two things to all the hard workers over there and who is working like anything for some particular aspect, for some particular goal. So please ensure that along with the points which I have made earlier, ensure that you have the mental maturity to handle things. See, life is much more important than any of our goals. So be matured enough such that to take don't be too much depressed or anything. You have to be accountable to your parents. So yeah, please rely on this aspect, and also please start respecting destiny. If you are not getting something, it is indication of that you are going to get much higher than that. See, I was dreaming of ISRO, but I could never get ISRO directly. But see how my life turned towards this side, getting into IAC and then later PMRF. So things are going to give you much better. Life is going to give you much better options. Don't worry of the things which you have failed at.
So these are the things which discussed by Mr. Chetan actually, and I am very fortunate that I'm so fortunate that I'm able to bring him on this platform, and he shared this kind of knowledge. Okay, so towards the end of meeting, I just want to ask something important you want to tell about PMRF.
Yeah, so PMRF is this one scheme which has been introduced to attract young Indian talent towards the academic research. Okay. They are giving that funding, everything towards the research. So basically, people has to think that other than PSUs and software companies, everything, young Indian things, they have to take the responsibility of the country. See, we know that India is lagging behind in technological development.
Yeah.
So obviously, India needs young talented students. They have to come towards research and do marvelous jobs. Obviously, if Indian young youth start coming into research, obviously Indians fate in kind of talent will be showering like anything. And that is what we want to see India as a technologically independent country. That's what I want to give to the next generations. Like they can also focus along with PSUs, along with software companies. They can also focus at research as their one of their ambition.
That's the thing, and it's all things are very good, and certainly I can say that if one is the student who's seeing these videos, obviously get some good points from here, and I'm so thankful to you to share to you that you share such a knowledge here. So I'm so thankful to you.
Yeah, thank you, Pankaj.
Okay, now we'll end the meeting, and for the viewers, I want to say that if you like the content and you want to contact Mr. Chetan, so you can. The link will be in the description. His social media link will be in the description. You can contact him, and if you like the video and content, you can please subscribe the video, subscribe to our channel, and please like our video. Thank you. Okay.